Am I audible to all? Students, screen is visible? Screen is visible? Am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Previous lecture, we are seeing the software development life cycle and different types of models. Now, in this lecture, I'm going to explain you error, mistakes, faults, bugs, failure and defects. This will be asked for the 1 marks or any one of the four will be asked for the 2 marks. And in that, they are asking the definition as well as they are asking that after writing the definition, write down the one example. Okay. So first of all, we will see first one, that is a error. Here in this, during the process of software testings, whenever 1 minute student, uh, whenever we are dealing with the systems, 1 minute. Now I am audible to all. Because there another lecture is going on, that echo is coming. That's why I changed the position. Student, am I audible to all? Please reply. Okay. Thank you, Prajwal. Now, first things, as we are seeing the different types of the models, now next thing in your syllabus, explain the error, bug, defect, mistakes, fault, all these things, concepts which is we are going to see. For bugs as well as the defect, there are life cycles are there, which is we are going to see. The first thing is error or mistakes. Whenever we are performing software testings, if there is a error, that means there is a basic discrepancy in the uh, execution of the project, that is called as a error or mistakes which is going to happen by the developer or programmer. So there are some various reasons are there through which we can identify this error or mistakes. First thing is that the error or mistake is going to happen in the whenever we are performing the login, or loop or syntax errors are there, that time that error or mistake is going to happen. So there are some mistakes in the program, you may say that. The next thing is it may be having the confusion to understanding the software. Whatever requirements, as we are seen in the software development life cycle, first phase is requirement analysis, yeah, where we are gathering the all information that understand this information and give the feedback by the customers. All these things we can do in the first phase. If the requirements are not clearly understand, so system is not going to understand, that is a mistakes. Then whenever we are calculating these some values, some miscalculations is going to happen because of wrong writing or wrong logic is used in the program by the developer, or in the testing proper input is not given. Because of that, the error is going to occur in the program or mistake is happened. Now another way of requirement analysis itself, if your requirements are given by these particular customers, but we are having the misinterpretation of that particular requirement, and that may raise the issues in the coding, that is also called as a mistakes. Then next one, if developer is unable to successfully compile or run this particular program, that is also a mistake or error in the program because of the syntax or loops, all these things. Or again, in the requirement analysis is not clear, then in the design part, same mistake is going to repeated in the design part, and again requirement activity we need to carry forward. So that is also called as an error. Then there is a discrepancy in the actual and expected result, that is called as a error or mistake, which is we now in general environment also we can use same terms for the error as well as the mistakes. Now how we can prevent from these mistakes or error? For that we need to improve the software quality with the code and system reviews. Next thing is that we need to identify the issue and prepare the appropriate plan. Then we need to fix and validate this error or mistakes and design the quality software with good accuracy. And whenever errors or mistakes are going to happen in the software, we need to adapt this error or identify this error, clear that errors, and then we can design the effective software with the help of these methodologies. Now next thing is that next concept is defect. Now as I said that the error is going or mistake is going to happen from the either developer or tester, and the error or mistake is going to done at the development side as well as the uh, testing side. Now defect is, what do you mean by defect and how it can be handled with the different life cycle, with the help of the life cycle, and what are the reasons, which is we are going to see. So first thing is that defect is nothing but the whenever we are developing the any software, in that actual expected result of software is deviated, is different from the expected result, that time the development team or sorry testing team is going to generate the result that is called as a defect result. It will be give you defect in the that result. Simple general type example also we can take. For example, mainly if you go for the buying any product, sometimes in that product the some defects are there, and they what they do, they announce the sales, and with the lowest price they are going to sell that product because in that defect is there. Defect means small error or mistakes which we cannot see by our naked eyes, that is called as a defect. Now as we have seen that the defect is always going to occur in the systems whenever testing team is testing the product, then only you can identify that defect. Now what are the reasons are there for the defect? First reason is defect in the software can be uh, hidden whenever we are exploring the functionality of these systems, and that will be affect on the performance of the software. So defect is affect on performance of the software. Second thing, whenever we are saying that it is important to know the various reasons or causes of the defect in the systems. First thing, we need to know what do you mean by the defect or error in the code. So, and what is the impact on the systems, and what are the causes are there for malfunctioning or not performing the accurate manner. That is called as a defect. Reason that will be the reason of the defect. Another reason is whenever we are deriving the customer's requirement, any requirement that leads to the software defect, because the initially requirements are given and after in between customer has changed the requirement and the developer is not understand very well these requirements, in that time defect is occurred in the systems software. Now, whenever we are troubleshooting any mistakes or errors which is occur in your program, that may affect on the external behavior or internal behavior of the system or design, and because of that defect is going to occur in the systems. Now next one, it is going to provide because of defect it is going to produce the wrong or inaccurate inputs. Now, to how we can avoid these defects? To avoid this defect, we can go for the peer reviews. Then we can adopt the various effective programming techniques to identify the defects, like choose the programming language where interpreters are there, like Java and Python. They are having inline interpreter. So while writing code itself, we can identify the syntax error. But remaining programming language, it is difficult to understand. Like this effective programming language, we can choose for the adopting the efficient programming techniques. Third way is to perform regular code and review that code with the quality assurance team, or give this code for the reviewing the quality, and it will be improve the quality as well as the accuracy of the systems. Fourth thing is, whenever we are using this effective and accurate software development methodology, it is definitely reduce the defects. Now, as we have seen that the defect is nothing but it is a difference between the expected and actual output. Now, in the defect, now we will see the defect cycle. So, depending upon this defect cycle, we can understand journey of defect which will occur in the particular systems, and which will be defect that will be go through the during the life cycle. It is a various form of organization where we can use this software for the testing the defect cycle. Now, in the defect cycle, mainly it consists of going for the 6 pages, which is listed here. In this, all these 6 pages, it is written that the whenever we are dealing with the uh, this defect, first of all, that defect is new. Whenever defect is occur in the system, it is a first page, that is a defect is new, we need to handle that defect. That is a new state of or new phase of defect cycle. Now second one is assign. After occurring this defect in the defect of the product, we need to assign this defect to the testing team for the where it is going wrong, or as well as the development team. Now, whenever we go for the development to testing, mainly it is go from the mainly tester is there, that is in the lowest position. For that, I can say that there is a tester. This is in the lower level person. Okay, test team leader is in the level uh, next level person. Then if you say that the tester is NL level is there, then test team leader is NL minus 1 level, and then after that project test team leader is there, and the after that the quality assurance team is there. So you can say that the in terms of this, you can say that the quality assurance team or quality control team, then project test manager or team leader is another person, PTM, then test leader, and then lastly tester is there. Like this hierarchy is there. Now initially, whenever defect is occurred in the system, it will be known to this quality assurance team in the development cycle, because this tester is going to inform this quality assurance team this type of defect is occur in the system. So that time, that identification of this defect is in the phase 1 only, that is called as a new. Now moving to the next phase of defect cycle is assign. Assign is nothing but we need, after identifying this defect, we need to assign this defect to the various team. Whether it should be programmatical defect or the whatever input which is applied by the tester, that type of defect is there. If requirements are not clear, in that case we need to give information to the software development team, and then that will be assigned to the software development team as a defect. If there is a wrong input is given by the testing team, and because of that defect is going to occur, again we have to give it to the software testing team. That means in the phase 2, either you can give to software development team, that is SDT, or software testing team. These are the two teams where we can assign the defect depending upon the types of the defect. Okay, that is going which is I'm going to explain in the next PPT. What are the different types of defects are there, and according to that it is going to assign to the particular team. If it is related to the development related defects are there, it is going to assign to the software development team. If it is related to the software testing team, then it is going to assign to the software testing team. Now, third phase is active phase, where defect, after assigning this defect, that defect will be handled by either software development team or software testing team. That is depending upon type of the defects. Now, after identifying this defect will be activated and handled, which is going to fix in the active stage only. Now, whenever it is going to fix, it is going to first of all check that arrow is going here. Whether it is a repetitive defect or this defect is not going to hamper your system. It is going to identify. If that defect is not going to hamper on your system or it is existing, then that defect is going to reject it because it is a duplicate defect. If it is not, other than that is there, that defect is different, or it is said that the deferred. Then if defect active stage, it is going to identify whether it should be rejected or deferred. So if it is deferred, then only it is going to solve and given to the here software testing team for the, after fixing this defect, it is given to the software testing team. Then software testing team check this whether that defect is fixed or not. That means they again reopen the previous defect and check with the new system which is giving you update about from the previous state. Then that defect is going to open and it is going to test it. Again it comes to the active stage. That means again it comes to the phase 3 and it is going to check that defect is solved or not. If it is solved, then testing team is going to send this defect for the verification. Again, in that, if it is found that the defect is not 100% fulfill this requirement, it is some bugs are there, then it is again go to the reopening that defect. Okay. If it is fixed, then it will be go to the verification. Now, after fourth stage, that is after testing this defect and reopening and checking again, it is going to check, go to the fifth stage, that for the verification. In the verification stage, the defect is going to verify and it will be checking that the whether it is going to hamper on the other aspects of the system or not. If it is not, then that defect is going to close. If that particular defect is verified and it is identified that it is going to hamper on the another module or systems, again it will be sent for the system team for the fixing that particular defect. So like this means before closing, verification is done, and after verification, if something is found, again it will be go to the new stage. If not, something is found in the verification stage, that is S is there, then it will be go to the first phase, that is a new phase. If not, then it will be that defect is going to close. Like this defect life cycle is going to work. Any doubt in this defect life cycle, students? Okay. Now, next thing is that already I have explained in in the diagram itself, how this each cycle is going to work, which is represented in this PPT only. So first phase is new, which is shown here in the theoretical writing. The first one is new. So new is nothing but it is potential defect that is arise and yet not be validated. That means it is not yet the solve that particular defect. Phase 2 in the defect cycle is assign. This assign phase is against the development team, which is going to address it by the software development team or software testing team, but yet it is not resolve this assigned defect. So this assigned defect is going to assign software development team or software testing team depending upon the type of the defects. Third phase is active. In this active phase, the defect is being addressed by the developer and investigation is under the process. And as this stage, there are two possibilities are there or two outcomes are there. First one is in that, which is we have seen in the diagram also, that defect is deferred or rejected. If defect is deferred, it says that means when defect cannot be addressed in the particular cycle, it is deferred to the further release. If in the third cycle itself, that is in the active cycle, if defect is in the category of rejected, that means a defect can be rejected for any three reasons. There are three reasons. Out of that, first one is that defect is duplicate or duplicate defect is there, or that is not at all defect. It may be error or bug. Or third one is non-producible output is there. That is, that time we can choose the phase as a rejected. Now, in the defect cycle, fourth phase is test. In the test, defect is going to tested, fix, and it is ready for the testing. That will be the fourth phase. Fifth phase is that defect is going to verify. Verify means the defect that is retested and that test has been verified by the QA, that is quality assurance team. And if they say that this verified defect is fixed, then only it will be go for the closing, that is a phase number 6. If defect is in the close phase, that is phase number 6, that time the final stage of defect that can be closed after the quality assurance team retested and it is going to close that defect is duplicate or not considered for the defect, then only it is going to close. That means it is going to check the third stage, that is the rejected stage things, mainly not duplicate, not defect or not producible defect. In that case, it is going to consider. Now, what are the various reasons are there? So, because of that, defect is going to occur. So, first thing is, so in the software bug, there are some expected results are there, which is not going to match with the actual results. It can be an error or flaws or failure or fault in your computer systems. So most of the bugs which is arises from the mistakes or errors that maybe happen because of the developer or it is because of the architecture design done in the development phase itself. So what are the different methods which is we can use for the preventing this occurring such type of defects or bugs in the system? First thing is that we have to adopt the good programming techniques. This is first prevention measures which is we can use. Second prevention measure is we can use the software development methods. Third one, we can go for the peer review for the particular software. And last one is code analysis should be done. So with the help of these four prevention method, we can easily prevent the programming defects in the systems. So after that, next point is what are the different types of the defects are there? So there are mainly 6 types of defects are occur in the development cycle. First defect is called as the arithmetic defect. This arithmetic defect is occur because of the arithmetic operations are written wrong way in the development life cycle itself or by the development team. Logical defect is again comes under the logical development life cycle only. Development team is not understand the proper requirement and they have designed the wrong logic for the given requirements. In that case, logical defect is going to occur. Syntax defect. Syntax defect is going to occur because of the syntax error in your program. It is going to occur and that is again occur in the development software development life cycle only. Now, multi-threaded defect is going to occur because of the multiple users are using same product and that is not implemented in that particular product. That time defect is going to occur, which is called as a multi-threading defect. Next type of defect is interface defect, where interfaces are not user friendly. That means as whatever requirements are given by that particular customer, that requirements are not very well understand by the software development team and design team. Because of that, they have developed the wrong or not proper interface. So because of that, defect is going to occur, which is called as an interface defect. Now, last type of defect is most important, that is a performance defect. So all these logical, arithmetic, syntax, multi-threading and interface defects are mainly handled by software development team and it is occur because of the wrong understanding of the software requirement or wrong interpretation or maybe a syntax error by the software development team. But last defect, that is performance defects, is going to depend on the how you are going to write down the logic in your program, how your system is going to react, the performance of the systems. On that, the final product defect is going to consider whether either that defect is priority is high, low or medium, it is going to identify. So like this, you can handle the defects types. Any doubt until now? Student, any doubt? Student, any doubt? Okay. Now we will go to the next part, that is a fault. So fault is nothing but the in the software there is error and that fault is another type of discrepancy which is found by the team of testing during the software testing process. Again, fault is occur in the system because of the discrepancy in the software and it will be identified by the software testing team in the testing phase only. It is unlike error. Fault is not an error. So what is the reason of the fault? There are various reasons to occur the fault in the system. That is in the implementation part, software calculation may be done wrongly or it give you wrong result. Some values are not as per our expectation. That is called as a fault. So can say that the miscalculation or values indifferency between actual and expected result, that is called as a fault. Now, how these faults, what are the reasons are for this fault? So first reason is there discrepancy or issue in the code that causes the failure of the systems or program. Second one, it will be caused by the introducing the incorrect steps or process or data definition. Then third one is anomaly or irregular in the software, which makes the software behave in the incorrect way and or not as per the stated requirement. That is called as a fault. So unexpected, you can say that fault is unexpected behavior. It is not a normal behavior of the system. That is called as a fault. So what are the, how we can prevent this fault? So first thing is that we need to implementing the code. So first of all, after implementation of this particular code for the systems, we need to analyze that code, do the peer review of this code. Then we need to measure the functional requirement of the systems, and then we need to validate the accuracy of software design and programming through which we can prevent the faults. Now, next, what are the reasons of fault? Mainly, there are various reasons are there. If you are having the hardware plus software product, in that case, environment is going to play a major role. If the particular hardware is implemented in the particular environment, means for example, it should be operated in the below the 30 degree or below the 60 degree only, 30 to 60 degree, and you are operated in the less than 30 degree or greater than 60 degree environment, this environment condition is not considered. That because of that failure is going to occur. So environmental conditions which is going to cause the hardware failure or change in any environment variable, it will be caused. So that will be the first reason of the failure. Then second reason is human error, where whenever we are interacting with the software by keeping in the wrong input, means for example, in the email ID, I need to write down the alphabetical number or number and alphabets. Then @ symbol should be there. Then email ID and that .com or something you need to write down, which is not written there. So that will be the human error which is going to occur in the failure reason of the failure. Third reason is whenever system is going to failure is going to occur in the system if the user tried to perform some operation with the intention of breaking the systems. That means the exhausted or monkey test is going to perform by that particular user. Means for example, in the system, it is going to mobile number should be a 10 digit and you are trying to push the more than that digits, or you have given the less than that value, which is not accepted by the system. That is a failure of the system. Now, these failures are going to result loss of time, loss of money. It may be loss the business reputation. It may be if it is a hardware, then it is going to injure. Maybe a death. It is going to occur in the systems. Now, next topic is bug. So bug is nothing but it is an internal part of the software system. It can be error, flaws or fault which is present in the computer system that is going to impact the performance as well as the functionality of the software, and because of that the system is going to or deliver incorrect or unexpected result. That is called as a bug. So what are the reasons for what are the reasons are there for bug? Bug is little bit same like the defect, but it is little bit different. Okay, so from the if you say that the some bugs are occurring in your systems, that means there are various reasons are there. Out of that, first reason is from the error or mistake made in the source code by the particular software development team, it is going to issue and flaws are going to find out in the software design, because the software requirements are not clearly understood by software development team and designing team. So in that, because of that, the error is going to occur in the system, that is called as a bug, and we need to fix that bug. Second reason is that error or flaws found in the development environment of the software. So issue is that it may be a software bug or hardware bug that we need to find out and find out how it is going to fix it. So third thing is that there is a discrepancy in the operating system used by program. For example, one software is implemented for the Windows operating system, which should be a 32-bit, not 64-bit, or it is a 64-bit operating system. That particular software is going to work, and user is trying to install that software for the 32 bits. It is not going to work on that system. That will be the bug. That is a there is a discrepancy in the operating system's number of bits. Next reason is, so few bugs are caused due to the incorrect code produced by the compiler, and we need to fix that. So to avoid these bugs, what we need to do? First of all, we need to adopt innovative and effective development methodologies. That is the first one. Second one, we need to offer programming language support. Third, analyze the code thoroughly. And fourth one is test-driven methodology should be implemented for this preventing the bug. Now, moving to the next part, this diagram represents the bug cycle. If you observe that software defect cycle and software bug cycles are same, working is same, only the uh, working style is little bit different. Okay, almost working is you can say that. In a defect, we can say that there is a difference between the actual and expected output, which is not going to map. That is called as an incident, and that incident is nothing but a bug. But in software defect, we can say that there is difference between expected and actual output. That is called as a simply defect. Now here bug cycle and defect cycle, as I said that the same diagram is there, only working style is little bit different. So here first one, in the bug cycle, whenever bug is identified in the systems, when actual and expected behavior of the system, it may be internal or external behavior, is not going to match, that is a incident. That incidences we can call as a bug. So that incidences occur in the systems, that means your system requirements and designing is not well understood, because of that bug is occur. So for that comes under the phase 1, that is called as a new stage of the bug. So new, that bugs is comes in the new stage. After whenever this bug is coming in the new stage, and it will be identified by the quality assurance team, that is QA. Then it is going to assign to the team. In that, as I said that there are two types of team, that is the software development team, SDT, and software testing team, STT. These are the two teams are there. Depending upon the bugs, it is going to assign to particular team. If it is related to software development, then it is going to assign to software development team. If it is related to the software testing team, then it is going to assign to the software testing team. So after second phase, whenever the bug is moved to the third stage, so that bug is going to activate it, and it is in that phase, it is try to fix that bug. Whenever these bugs is going to try to fix, in that case, it is going to check that bug is a repetitive bug or not. If it is repetitive bug, then it is going to go to the rejection part. If bug is repetitive or duplicate, that time it is go to the rejection phase. If not, that bug is not going to affect the system too much, or it is a not fixed, so it is a defer bug. then that bug will be activated and fix it. After fixing these bugs, it will be sent to the software testing team for the testing that bug. Whenever testing team testing that particular module and finalize this bug, that will be done in the reopening that particular bug. If this bug is reopened and tested, if it is fixed, then that testing, it will be informed to testing team and it goes to the verification page. If not, that bug is not fixed in that reopening stage, then again it is go to the active stage. Then again it will be going to the testing team for again testing. If it is fixed, then it goes to the verification stage. If this bug is verified and it is fixed, then it go for the closing. But sometimes it may be happen because of that bug, it will be affect on the another module. Again, we need to assign this bug to the new team or new phase and then follow the same process. Continue until the all bugs are going to fix or it is not going to impact on the any of the model. This is software bug cycle, bug life cycle. Now, failure. Next term is failure. So failure is, you can say that is under certain circumstances, the product may be produce wrong result. That and it is defined as a deviation of the deliver services from the compliance, which is we are going to specify. That means the actual and expected output is not going to match. That is called as the failure of the systems. Now, whenever we go for the failure, first of all, in your system or application or in your software, first of all, error is occur. And because of that error, defect is generated in your system. And that defect impact on the system failure. So error will be handled by the software development team. Because of that, they have generated wrong code is written. Because of that, error is occur in the system, software development team. Then that defect will be identified by software testing team or it will be handled by the software testing team. And then all these results, defect and error, result into the system failure. Like this, it is go step by step down. Now, so what are the reasons are there for the failure? Mainly, we are predicting the unexpected result. That time, a failure is occur. Another reason is that if defect is present in your system, that type defect is going to occur. That will be the first reason. Second is human error or mistakes which is made by the human while interacting with the software and they provide the wrong or incomplete input. Because of that, failure is going to occur. Next condition, next is environmental condition, where there are some common reasons which are because of which system is going to fail. System environment. That means the you may say that the for a particular system 15 volt power supply is required and you have given 13 volt or more than 15 volt, then system it is not work in that particular condition in terms of the hardware systems. Now next failure occur is user, where failure may occur in the system if the user try to perform the operation that can be harm or the functionality of the software. So because of that, failure is going to occur. Or for example, you can consider one system is there at a time only 100 students can log in at a time and use that systems, and you are trying to use the more than 100 people are trying to extract that data. Because of that, system is going to collapse or failure. Sometimes you may see there whenever online sale is going on, it will be happen for the particular time slot only. That time, so many users are trying to buy online product, and because of that, sometimes it may be happen system or that website is not responding properly. That means that website is fail or failure of that website. It is not going to handle that much crowd or that much users. System uses is another reason for the failure, where failure might be raised due to the error in the system it is being used. So how we can uh, avoid this failure? First of all, we need to identify and analyze the error or issues in the systems. Second thing, we need to adopt effective prevention techniques, and we need to perform retestings. So with the help of that, we can easily prevent the failure. Now, this will be the diagram for the what are the sources of the fault, error and failure, which is shown here. Here some sources are there. That sources is going to activate it, and because of that, fault is going to occur in your system. That fault generate error in the system, and that error is propagated in the system. Because of that, system is going to failure. So these are the reasons are there for the failure. These are these are the only definition which is we can see in this lecture. Next lecture I will explain.